thing, more or less. So let's see, let's try to line these two up. Look at the frames counter in the corner. Ugh. It's not as noticeable in MC-Edit as it is in the game itself, at least if you ask me, but still funny. Alright, so let's do that, and this too. And then we will go ahead and clear out 5 more blocks, or I guess with the 5 more blocks. Way more than 5 blocks, it's 185. No, we're not going to fill just yet with the lead blocks. And then nudge, nudge, and black wool, assuming, there we go, yep, just wanted to make sure. So, let's see, alright, so let's go back to here, clear that out too. And, let's see, nudge, nudge, fill and replace. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Well, actually, since we're going up that way, let's first make the curb on this side of the road. I guess I should clear this out too. And dot dot dot, there we go. Okay. So, let's make the curb here. And I know folks out there have requested taller buildings, like skyscraper sort of things. And obviously this is not a skyscraper. But, I do have a high-risey building planned sometime soonish, depending on how quickly I can get get done with the mall itself. Well, I don't know. You guys probably don't know what mall I'm talking about, but there's one in my world that I'm semi-actively working on, and basically, to put it simply, due to the size of the roads and such, and planning issues, I don't know. Basically, I'm rambling. And the gist of what I'm saying is that I can't really start work on the skyscraper and the area around it, at least in earnest, until I finish the mall. And that mall, I can give you guys a quick sneak peek once I finish with this in MC-Edit 2. Not in MC-Edit 2, Electric Boogaloo, but I can head over there in MC-Edit and show you guys what I'm talking about. But enough mumbling and babbling. The mall in question is called the Rose Square, and I'd say it's 55–60% complete. I don't know. That's a bit of a conservative estimate, honestly, but conservative in that, well, I guess I should say liberal. Liberal in that it's probably more than it actually is complete. But that's one thing, and the shopping center that will be south of it, called the Centennial Fashion Center, which I may or may not stick with. I feel like that could be more abbreviated and not hip per se, but catchy maybe? I don't know. And that is another project in and of itself, but basically the plan is to have the skyscraper building in the parking lot, kinda in the parking lot, I guess, of the apartment or the mall. The Centennial Center, not the Rose Square, which is the big main mall. And basically, with the way things are laid out, the Centennial Center can't really be put into its place until the Rose Square is not completely complete, not almost complete, but I guess a bit further past the stage it's at now. And I don't know when exactly that'll be. God willing, it'll be by the end of the month. End of July, I should say, because it's still June. But, you know, that'll take some time, of course. I don't want to just make, you know, some, like, circa 2009 alpha, like, cobblestone square thing. So that'll take time, as I said, and thus, the introduction of the Centennial Center, as well as the beginning of the tutorials for the skyscraper rebuilding, which I'm going to call whatever the Spanish translation of Centennial Tower or Towers is, which is kind of part of the theme of my city. Well, I don't know. This goes into an entirely different thing. But to wrap up what I'm saying, I would hope that the skyscraper sort of building tutorial can be started fairly soonish, and that just depends on the progress with the malls, basically. And I can't think of anything else I wanted to say regarding that, so maybe, just maybe, I will consciously let myself, I should say, go off into another tangent about semi-irrelevant stuff. And that is on the naming of the building, which I will have to run through Google Translate, as I, nor do anyone I know, speak Spanish, and that's probably just the best way about it. You know, as crappy as Google's translations can be, save for equally crappy online translations, I don't really know of any other resource. So, where am I going with this? Anyway, the name of the building kind of reflects the theme that I'm trying to go for with a lot of the houses and some of the other stuff in the city, and that theme is the 70s and 60s take on Spanish Revival architecture and design and decoration, which includes stucco, wrought iron, stucco and wood, naming things in Spanish for no reason other than to be snazzy or sound snazzy, and fairly heavy focus on archways, sharp angular designs. Overall, it's very fancy, very, well, I don't know, I guess that depends on what your definition of fancy is, but to me it is. To me it is absolutely fabulous, a lot of this stuff, and that's basically why I'm incorporating it into my designs, because I love it. I love it. And so that's for the, I guess, what's the word? Intent or something like that to name things in Spanish comes from. I would translate some of these other things, but I'm lazy. So that's that. The design of that building will kind of... I won't go so far as to say that it'll definitively and undoubtedly look like a housing project, but when I saw the building that inspires the Centennial Towers in real life, that's that's exactly what I thought it was. I was like, is that a housing project? What is that doing here? And I guess it's not. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they accepted Section 8. I mean, because of the demographics of the area, but I am fairly certain that it is not a housing project proper, I guess. Or a legit housing project. And thus, this building that I'm going to be doing is not going to be a legit housing project either. It's actually going to be kind of a luxury apartment sort of thing. But, once again, that's a different subject for a different day, just to let you guys know, to not hold your breath for that, but just to let you guys know that it's in the pipes and will be coming sooner or later, basically. So let's see, this is good. These two are lined up. Let me just make sure of that. So I think, well, I'm not sure where exactly I did that too. So let's just line these two up. There we go, awesome. And bring this back to the curb on this side. There we are. Yeah, okay, so let's just go ahead and see, once this finishes loading, where exactly things are. And then I think I will need to fill in a bit on this upper right-hand corner, too. Because as you can see, that's not exactly developed. And I'm basically building this world from the ground up. because it seems really easier, I should say, than having to level off huge portions of a regular kind of world, basically. I know that's what a lot of other city builders and servers do, but I tried that once, and there's just so many variations in the terrain, and so many little pockets and caves and all that sort of stuff. It just gets to be so much of a pain to smooth them all out, you know. And I think this is about as loaded as this will get, so I'm going to go ahead and pensively hit import, and wait for that. Let's see, did I do good? Yeah, looks like I did. Swell. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete these little stops here. And delete that, delete blocks, and I think I probably have to do that on the other side too. Let's see. Yes. There we go. So these are little flaws that I won't solve these little things here. I keep pointing at the screen as though I'm showing it to someone in person, but those little spots, that can easily be done by hand in the actual game, so I'm not going to touch those for the time being. What I am going to do, what I kind of have to do, is fill in the rest of this. So let's go ahead and go from here down to here. And this will mess up this parking area, but again, that's relatively small in the grand scheme of things, and that could pretty easily be fixed in by hand in the game itself. So let's go ahead and fill in a place. And we will do the same to the actual rest of this space here, I guess. Because there is going to be one more building at around the front of this little road here. So let's move this in one and fill and replace with grass. So after I do this, I'm going to go ahead and save and break the recording because stop the recording. I don't know why I keep saying break it, but because big stuff like this, it tends to take quite a while to save, and I don't want to sit here and try to be funny or tell an entertaining story or something for like 2 minutes or so. I have stories to tell, but that's different plans for different stuff, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and save. Control S, and that'll take probably about 2 minutes, maybe 3 or 4 or even 5. And I will be back once that finishes.